the trees got nothing to lose, I get them here come November blues. When bare feet slip into shoes, it's goodbye summer. When the temperature starts to fall, I'm wishing I could make time crawl. But it doesn't make a difference at all, so it's goodbye summer. Said it's goodbye summer. What'll I do now? Goodbye summer. I'll be here when you come back to town. When you come back to town. November winds off Lake Michigan, shooting star and make a wish again. For all the things that might could have been, it's goodbye summer. Said it's goodbye summer. What'll I do now? Goodbye summer. I'll be here when you come back to town. When you come back to town. Remember you walking out of the mist in the morning sun after summer solstice. I never thought we would end up like this, so it's goodbye summer. And it's goodbye summer. What'll I do now? Goodbye summer. I'll be here when you come. It's goodbye summer. What'll I do now? Goodbye summer. I'll be here when you come back to town. When you come back to town. You come back to town. Come back to town.
No.
Why don't we do a take two?
Wait a minute, let's start again. Hello, hello.
Hi, this is Ron Vodry.
This is Alex Nussbaum.
This is Jason Fraser.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Hey, this is Ray Zwicker.
All right, world. My name is Cal Post.
Guys, this is Christina Walkinshaw.
This is Eddie Deliseppi.
This is Adrian Spencer.
My name is Timo.
And you're listening to the Julien Dionne
You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Who am I talking to? What am I doing?
Julien Dionne Comedy Hour.
You're listening to the... fuck some...
Comedy hour. See, I took the word out comedy. Changes the meaning completely, doesn't it?
Dazing. Not really, I'm overworking, but dazing. The holidays. Happy holidays. You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
And aren't we all?
Now broadcasting live and totally uncensored, from Lemon Press Studio in the beautiful Gatineau Hills.
Project. I was like half asleep on the couch and now I'm projecting. Hey everyone, this is Christian Potenza.
This is Gay Trevor Wilson.
This is Jean Paul, a.k.a. the Island Hipster, #hipsterbusiness.
This is Steph Tola.
Hey, this is Jake Goldsby.
This is Sky Wallace.
Hey everybody, this is Erica Sigurdsson, aka Ricky Siggs.
Okay, hello. Hi.
This is Howard Wagman.
Hey, this is Peter Anthony, the PA system.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Some people that's my rap name.
This is Jen Grant, and you're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Show. You and me belong, just like the flowers, laughing all day long. People I need to lose, sing a little song, then take a shower. Julien Dionne.
It's a show. It's not an hour, it's a show. It's okay.
Tell me nothing I don't need to know. Don't take me nowhere I don't need to go. I got a head like a radio. It's such a beautiful waste of time. A waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. A waste of time.
All right, buddy.
I went to school.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. Got a degree in what
Welcome to the Julien Dionne Show.
Looking for what you
Already got. Here we go. Sing it. Take it away, Mike.
Waste of time.
Jenny G on the upswing.
That's right, and on the backup.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We are live on a Tuesday morning, what is it, September 22nd, 2020. The 20th year of the 2000s. And we are, of course, broadcasting to you live from Lemon Press Studios in the beautiful Gatineau Hills. Hey. Jen Grant, good morning.
Good morning.
I just woke up.
It's true, you were late this morning.
Just woke up.
Late.
Just gonna put your headshot up. 2 seconds.
Okay. Lady McLaderson.
2, 3.
Sigida. Instead, come on, yeah.
All right, that'll do.
That'll do ya.
All right, Jen Grant is on the wall. We can start the show.
I feel different. When my picture's up, I feel like, okay, now I feel like I'm ready for the show. My 20-some-year-old self is feeling more grounded.
That was really loud, the music. Yes, your 20-year-old self is...
20-ish-year-old. I think I was in my 20s in that picture.
Sweet.
I mean, I'm still in my 20s.
By the way, we are live on Facebook as we are Mondays through Fridays at facebook.com/Julien Dionne Show, as well as on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let us know in the comments wherever you're watching from. This episode, of course, is brought to you by Gringos Blazing Sauces. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. And otherwise, I just woke up. You know, I feel this morning like I feel like I'm in, not high school, but young, where when you're young and dumb, you do shit like...
Right.
It reminds me of one morning. I'll give you an example. I was working at McDonald's when I was 15 years old, and I slept for 40 minutes before my shift. I was working at 7 a.m., let's say, opening.
Like you didn't, that's all you slept the night before?
Yeah, like I was working at 7 and I went to bed at 5:50. and
my gosh.
woke up 40 minutes later and went to work. I feel like that today.
Oof.
It's not often. What?
Just go ahead. It's not often.
That I wake up and think, if only I can go back to bed, because I haven't had like a job where I've had to think that. But today I'm going back to bed right after the show. I'm going right back to bed.
Well, also, you're a bit under the weather.
I just barfed.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
There's something going around. It's the time of year where there's lots of flus.
And we have upstairs here, downstairs, and Jen's doing her thing upstairs. It's all quiet. I'm like, I don't want to puke because you'll hear everything in the upstairs bathroom. So I went downstairs and barfed for some reason. Excuse me, gross. Anyway, so now I'm having coffee, as they recommend you have after you barf your face off.
Did you have any of the toast? Oh, you did good.
Yeah. But I chugged some water, and I was like, oh. I don't know why. Sometimes when I chug water first thing, I usually I like to chug a liter.
Why?
Those big mason jars. I have one here. This is I chugged a bunch of that off the top of the day.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, like the whole thing, or?
Almost. This is not the jar I was talking about, but because that one's almost full, I just showed. But yes. Not the whole thing.
Yeah,
I just puked water. I just puked water, basically.
That normally wouldn't make you puke, though.
Right.
Like, you have puked. Good morning, everyone. You have puked, like, when you've drank too much water, but you're used to that, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I wasn't feeling nauseous or anything. I just all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, what the hell? My mouth is watery, and I'm like,
that.
You're on the couch, all quiet. I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel that way because I was up we went to bed ridiculously early last night, like 7 a.m. or p.m.
7 a.m.
7 o'clock last night.
Well, you fell asleep right away, but I stayed up reading for a little bit. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Is this boring?
No. Excuse me. Gross. Anyway, I woke up at midnight. Ready to start the day. Again, what the fuck? Who does that? So I didn't, obviously. I just got up and... but I was up from midnight to 4. So this is my sleep pattern. I wake up. I go to bed at 7 because I'm exhausted and stressed. Pass out hard and so nice. And I'm thinking, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to have all these hours to... You know that feeling when you've been sleeping for many hours and you look at the time and it's 1 a.m. and you're like, oh my God, this is the best. I was anticipating that kind of thing where it's just like, I thought no matter what, we went into the bedroom at 7, so I'm like, okay, we got 10 hours before the alarm goes off. Just even if I don't sleep, just to be in this room, just quiet, dark room. Anyway, midnight, wide awake. And so I just got up, had some hot, what do you call it, oat milk?
Yep. Get some of that warm tryptophan in your veins.
Yeah, but I did not. I had warm oat milk at like what? Excuse me. Jeez, I'm so gross today.
At what?
I don't know, like 12:30. I went back to bed at 4, and I only went back to bed because I'm like, okay,
so
well,
it didn't really work.
No. Did you turn off on your phone?
Well, I thought the volume was down. Go ahead.
Because I'm like, at 4, I went to bed because the alarm goes off at 5. That was the only reason. I'm like, I can't wake up at midnight. That's insane. What time did you get up today? Midnight, you? And it's not like I'm not working night shift or anything. I'm a regular human adult with regular human responsibilities. And so at 4, I'm like, wow, geez, I cannot make my wake-up time be 12. 12:19, actually. It was exactly 12:19. So I went to bed at 4. And then, holy shit, deep sleep. Until literally right now. This is good morning.
Poor Jules. That sucks. Hey, I'd love to know something just off the top here, and we're not going to wait to hear your answer and then wait to proceed with the show. However, if you commented, I'd like to see in the comments, how would you guys feel about traveling via airplane within Canada?
Yeah, so it's a pandemic, as we know, but as we've talked about also on this show, it's sort of like we're in a bit of a honeymoon period. Actually, we're coming out of it. We're a rude awakening. where cases are going up and everything. Literally 3 weeks ago. If this was 3 weeks ago, I would have gone pretty much anywhere. But now, I don't know. Things are escalating quickly, as they say.
Yeah. What would you guys do?
Let us know. Would you travel in October? We've got plans to, we're debating. It's a long story, but it's not for work or anything like that. It's anyway, let us know in the comments because, of course, we are live on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope and Twitch and Daily Motion and wherever
it's fun getting the feedback.
Yeah. Anyway.
Love to know. Love to know what you guys think because it's a hard decision.
Yeah, but if we could say why we were traveling, maybe that would help people.
Oh, it's definitely okay. Let's just say it's for an extremely good reason.
Yeah,
extremely good.
We cannot share just yet.
Yeah.
We will, by the way. This will all make sense.
Fun.
By the way, the pre-show
Teaser.
song was by Mike Plume. Goodbye Summer.
Such a great guy.
Go to MikePlume.com for all of your Mike Plume needs.
I should have said, I didn't mean great guy. He is a great guy, but he's also such a good singer, musician, songwriter, artist.
Almost too good. Like he almost writes, the songs he writes are so catchy that it's a fresh hell.
Mm-hmm.
Non-stop loop in my head are Mike Plume songs. Every day you and I have a different
Oh, I can't. It's
one
like,
in our head.
Yeah.
And you're trying to sleep.
It's torture.
Yeah, anyway.
Said goodbye summer. Like that one was in my head the other night. Good. That part. Like I just couldn't loop. Good,
what was in your head the other day too? 8:30 Newfoundland.
Just over and over. 8:30 Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So Laura, first of all, says she wants your t-shirt.
Oh yeah, well go to Mike Plume. If you go to the Bandcamp, bandcamp.mikeplume.com or
Bandcamp, what's that all about?
Or either Bandcamp
What is that Bandcamp?
Either bandcamp.mikeplume.com or mikeplume.bandcamp.com. It's where all of his merch. So this is from their 2018 album. This T-shirt I'm wearing,
nice.
Born by the Radio.
I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna order some.
And there's a bunch of merch now up on that website that just came out last week for his Lonesome Stretch of Highway album.
Let's get some.
And he's got some nice hoodies and tees. So go to Bandcamp. Let me give the proper address. I'll look it up real quick.
So
real quick, everybody. Bandcamp.mikeplume.com.
And then Shelly goes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Shelly goes, I've got mine. And I asked, like, are you talking about you've got your Mike Plume t-shirt? And Shelly said, I have a few different tees of Mike's. I've known him all his life.
Wow, no way.
Yeah, and she said, yes, Bandcamp.
Yeah, so you go mikeplume.bandcamp.com, and then if you click on merch, it's all there. There's new 830 Newfoundland hoodie or new Lonesome Stretch of Highway vinyls and CDs and
Fun.
hoodies.
Laura says cool, heading there now, getting some merch.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going to get some too.
Anyway, so
hey, question.
Answer. Daily Devil.
Laura, I have a question specifically, well, for everyone, but wondering, since you're into merch, I'd like to create some merch for this show.
Yeah, we should. Like right now, I'm using a Howl and Roar Records, which is our friend Allison Dorr.
Yeah.
It's a comedy record label, but
very cool.
Yeah, we need some
Daily Dose coffee mugs, 100%.
We need a logo for the Daily Dose, I feel.
You know what's funny is Daily Dose. Yeah, we do. And like Daily Dose of your coffee, right? I love merchandise. Like I have something that I sell after my shows that is a nod to the joke, and you have to know the joke to get the merch. And then it's very popular after my shows.
Do the bit.
No.
Do it.
No, I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like doing
I know.
and then
as I was asking, I'm like, she's gonna say no.
Well, no, it's not that I want to shoot you down. It's more just so uncomfortable. It doesn't.
It's weird.
Do
it doesn't
the justice.
Work.
But anyway, that's the Daily Dose is also a winner merchandise item on a coffee mug because it's your daily dose of coffee. So if you have that on your coffee
It works
mug,
on so many levels, Jen Grant.
I love it.
We could. I'm wondering because we're working on the new studio downstairs where Jen Grant is finally going to be on camera.
Woo-woo.
And but maybe behind you or something, we could have like a Daily Dose.
Oh yeah.
Logo or
I
something.
love it.
I don't know. Yeah, actually, like we have here with the Gringos thing, but
Daily Dose headquarters. You know.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah. No, I love it. Don't shoot down your idea as it comes out of your mouth.
Thinking out loud.
No, I love it. So Shelly says she's his cousin.
Oh no way! Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Good morning, Shelly.
Morning, Shelly.
And yeah, so traveling, we've got these plans to maybe I don't know, go out west or not.
I don't know. You know, Laura said something that's making me feel like we should go because she said October is the best time to travel pre-pandemic, unsure now. Well, we're not pre-pandemic, but maybe she means pre-second wave.
Pre-second wave, maybe. But I mean, I really am so torn.
Oh, October is, I know what she means. October is a good month to travel if you're not dealing with a pandemic,
Right.
but she's unsure now. I get it.
Right. I don't know. I'm leaning towards no, but I'm leaning towards confused.
Yeah, I know. Laura says Daily Dose coffee mug and a travel mug, please.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Get your swag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm tired.
Yeah, but don't worry. You can go to sleep right after this.
I know. Well, that's what I was thinking. So I legitimately thought of that when I was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was opening at McDonald's one morning, and I was staying at my buddy Andre's place in Shediac. He was my manager at McDonald's and lived kind of close-ish. I mean, like probably a 20, 25-minute walk or a 7 to 10-minute bike ride. So we were drinking. I was 15 years old. We were drinking. I would get a 6-pack, and that would be the night. I remember his mom was like, does your mom know that you're drinking at our house?
How old were you?
16, but I looked really young. I just remember walking in one day.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Me. That's a good question. I don't know. I have no idea. I think
Moosehead?
I just bought whatever. No, there's no brand.
Did you like the taste of it at that time?
Maybe.
I didn't. And now I love beer, but I hated the taste of beer.
Oh my God, I'm so vividly. Yeah, I know. When you first taste it, it tastes like a shoe, and then it's good.
Shoe.
But I'm vividly remembering being 16 years old, walking into my buddy's house. We had just gone to the liquor store, and he was of drinking age, or not quite, but his mom knew, and she was like, "Does your mother know you're drinking here?" And I was just like,
Fair question.
"Fair," but at that exact moment, I was like, "Dionne, I thought you were cool. Like, what do you mean? Are you gonna tell my parents?" Like, I didn't know. All of a sudden.
What do you mean?
Well, it was this thing where we would always drink at their house, and then one day she just took a stand. Like, do your parents know you're drinking? I'm like, you were so cool. Like this.
Oh, yeah,
We've
right.
been doing this. What do you mean? Are you going to tell them? No, they don't know. Anyway, we drank. We would drink in his basement and just hang out. That's it.
And would you just stay there? You wouldn't
Of course.
go anywhere else?
No, that was it. Just stay in the basement and drink
That's the thing.
6
if you're,
beer.
Yeah, if you're a parent, I mean, I wouldn't encourage it in a kid, but like if you
It's
know
better.
the kid's just staying there, yeah.
Like, we're in the basement. Both parents are upstairs. I have a 6-pack in my hands. It's not like I have a 40-ouncer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
True.
Drank the 6-pack, drank the shit out of the 6-pack. And then I remember I had to work at 7, and it was 6 a.m. And I was trying to sleep. And my buddy, it was his house. But for some reason, he was passed out on the couch. He didn't go to his room. So I was like, I had nowhere to sleep. So he threw me a couch cushion. I'm like, you have a whole bed. I don't know why I didn't go in his bed, but I just end up on this couch cushion. One couch cushion.
Aw.
On the floor for about 30 minutes I slept.
Mind you, you're a kid, so who
Yeah.
cares?
The alarm goes off. He's all out of it. He goes to bed in his bed. And then I'm like, I got to get to work. So he gives me a bike, and it's the winter. I take a bike. And it's not far to bike, but the thing with this bike is you go about 50 yards, and the chain would come off.
No. This sounds like the worst nightmare ever.
I slept 30 minutes.
Was it freezing cold?
It's cold. No gloves. No nothing, when you're young. I was just wearing my McDonald's uniform.
Like you wear gloves now, anyways.
I know, yeah. wearing my McDonald's uniform, and every 50 yards the chain would come off.
Oh my God.
It would skip a thing and then just kind of.
Oh my God.
So I'd have to put the chain off. I remember put the chain back on. I remember my fingers were all like swollen and frozen from like trying to put it on. And I got to McDonald's on 40 minutes of sleep. And I remember I was working drive-through, and I would sleep in between cars. It was so busy, and I would put my forehead against the thing where the cash was, and then I would hear boom in my thing, and I'd push the button and go, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Take the order. Fall asleep by the time the car would come around, I would be asleep with my forehead against the cash. Anyway, all that to say, I woke up this morning and thought of that. I thought, oh my God, this is how I feel. Because I slept barely.
That sucks.
Anyway. Did you see, by the way, did you see the Fast Times at Ridgemont High table reading?
No.
Not to change gears, but also to change gears.
How would I see that? Where would it be?
All over the Cook. And it was a fundraiser for something.
What a good idea.
Fast Times.
And so was it all the original actors?
No, so, excuse me. It was just a bunch of celebs reading, and not celebs that were in the movie, so necessarily. Morgan Freeman read the direction notes. You know how you read a script, and it's like interior, school, daytime. Spicoli walks in. So
what a good idea.
Morgan Freeman was reading all the things. The directions, and let me just get the cast list.
That read it?
Jeez, yeah. I actually just Googled free times at Ridgemont High.
You crazy something?
You crazy man. Yeah, so it was organized by Dane Cook. There was Shia LaBeouf, Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt, Jimmy Kimmel.
Did you listen to some of it?
Yeah, surprisingly, I thought I would listen to. It wasn't the whole thing. It was about an hour, and Shia LaBeouf was smoking weed on the thing. One of the headlines here: "Baked out of his mind, Shia LaBeouf as Jeff Spicoli for Fast Times table read." Let me just see. Yeah, it was a big thing, and you know what? To be honest, I did not think I would be into reading this or watching this. Yeah. It's just celebrities on a Zoom, like on a Zoom call. You see all their faces, and they're just basically reading the script.
Mm-hmm.
But did
you like it?
Got over 4 million viewers and raised $135,000 for CORE, which is to help stop the spread of COVID-19. Charities responding to COVID-19, and I'm just trying to get a list of the. Yeah, but the people were freaking out because there's a couple scenes. Julia Roberts was there. Okay, the readers included Sean Penn, Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, Julia Roberts, Matthew McConaughey, John Legend, Shia LaBeouf, Jimmy Kimmel, Henry Golding, Ray Liotta.
Wow, what a cast.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Liotta. It was really cool to watch everybody at home reading. And Shia LaBeouf went full method and was like, smoking weed on the thing. And
what a brilliant idea. Like,
he was in his truck in a garage. Yeah, it's a great idea. Honestly.
Laura said Pitt and Aniston steal the show.
Yeah, there was this scene.
Cool, I'm going to watch.
With Jen. I call her Jen.
Oh, yeah. First name
with
basis.
Jen and Brad. There was like this sex scene that they read through, and people were very delighted with ex-couple.
Yep.
Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston.
Are Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie still together? I think so, eh?
No.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I wonder if Brad Pitt's with anyone.
No, he's single.
How do you know all these things?
I'm always up on, no matter what's happening in the world, I know the relationship status of Bradley Pittard.
I was wondering, okay, that would be an interesting situation.
What?
So, say Brad Pitt is still with Angelina Jolie, or is with someone new, and then he does a love scene with someone who is actually his ex-wife.
Yeah. Well, it's acting.
I know it's acting.
It's not even acting, it's reading. They were.
It is, but it would definitely rekindle stuff from the past. You can't. They're also human beings. Like, and a lot of actors end up being couples. So.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people can say that, but if a lot of actors on movies that they work together on didn't end up being couples often, I would almost believe that. But come on.
Yeah. Yeah, they really excuse me. They
like,
really,
I wouldn't enjoy that. You know me, I would not like that.
Dane Cook here reveals how he pulled off Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt's epic reunion. Dane Cook is aware of how much fans love Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt's reunion during the table read for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Find out what the comedian had to say. Let's see here.
Also, I have a question. How much preparation did they do before the table read?
It didn't look like that much, although...
Which kind of makes it fun, too.
Although some of them had props. Matthew McConaughey had a few hats, different hats. Well, I texted Jennifer. She was like, I'm not trying to make it more... okay, hold on. I'm just trying to get... I'm reading this with you guys. We're discovering this at the same time. I just found this article about... How did it all come together? 2 words, 1 person. Dane Cook. It was very random that he put this together, but great idea. Speaking of Better Together with Maria Menounos podcast with Maria Menounos, the comedian revealed how he pulled off the Brad and Jen reunion, the moment people didn't get to see and more. First, Dane explained that he needed to secure the A-listers like the Friends alum. When I text Jen, she was, I'm not trying to make it more fluffy. She could not have been more delightful, game, excited, he shared. Again, I knew once those first few names were in there, when Brad Pitt started coming in, I was like, yes, this is going to happen. Dane confirmed that Jen signed on to participate before Brad did. Once his team talked to him, I'm sure it was like, here's already in so far. There's no hesitation. There's no rules. There's nothing. Dane pointed out there's nothing anything like. Were they not allowed? No, zero. No, what? There wasn't anything like. Were they not allowed? No, zero. No drama. They both locked in. What you saw was absolutely what happened. What we hoped. He continued, which was just nice engagement between 2 massive, incredibly talented people. There you go, everybody. The Fast Times at Ridgemont High table reading. I wanted to mention it yesterday, but...
Miller said he cheated. It would be impossible to take him back. For Jen to take him back.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I didn't know. Despite how effortless things appeared on screen, Dane admitted it fell apart a lot. In fact, the comedian shared that the virtual reunion was originally scheduled to be in the spring, but due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic and Black Lives Matter movement, things were halted. Oh, last spring. The dilemma was we wanted to do this back in April, and I think it fell apart completely at least 5 times. Dane revealed there were life things happening in the world, and protests started, and that put a pause on it. I gotta say, this, as far as what celebrities, what's come out of Hollywood during this thing, this is the best thing. First, there was the horrific Imagine video that
oh yeah,
not one person took seriously or was
horrific.
Like, wow, look at this, beautiful. Everybody shit on it.
Yeah.
And then there was the abominable.
Abominable. Yeah.
Abominable?
Yeah, I think so.
Or abominable?
No, abominable.
Abominable. Well, why do I bother using words I don't know how to pronounce? There was the equally horrific I take responsibility video. I take responsibility for every bad joke. That was even more irritating. But this was fun. This was like nostalgia.
It's a great idea.
It was seeing your favorite A-listers in their home settings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was kind of cool.
Very cool. Hey, Miller's watching here. I want to know if she would fly within Canada right now. Would you fly within Canada right now for a very important reason?
Yeah, let's say you had a really important reason to fly for a long weekend in BC. Would you? Let us know. We'll take caller number 9.
Like a really important reason. I know that it's hard to imagine what that reason could be, but like a very significant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know.
Caller number 9 at 1-888 Julien Dionne Show. Hashtag Daily Dose. Yeah, anyway. So, there's that, Jenny.
Yep.
Jenny Poo, new.
Yep, that's about the half of it. What?
The half?
What is that saying? That's weird.
That's about the half of it. You don't know the half of it.
Oh, that's it. That was a weird laugh.
Daily dose, get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, all your news from coast to coast.
All the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
And here's your daily dose for Tuesday, September 22nd. So, this is crazy. RCMP, this is how I always start.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. RCMP officers searched a condominium in St. Hubert on Montreal South Shore on Monday in connection to a, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Ricken laced envelopes sent to the White House as well as to several officials. Ricin. Several officials in Texas. Did you hear about this?
Wait, no, I didn't. But I know that it's Ricin. What did they do? They sent an envelope from Montreal?
Somebody sent a...
To Texas?
Yeah, and to the White House.
From Montreal?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I know. The Mounties cordoned off a street lined by new condominium buildings in the suburban municipality in that area in the Montreal South Shore. Local police and ambulance services were also at the scene. And a spokesperson for the RCMP said a team of officers with expertise in handling chemicals and explosive led the search. And all the residents in the condo building around them were evacuated. And the RCMP is assisting the FBI in this investigation.
How the hell do they know where it came from? Like the
Isn't
building?
that cool? Like, that's amazing how they can do that. That's why,
And it was real Ricin, not...
Yeah. It's crazy. So we believe a total of 6 letters were sent, 1 to the White House and 5 to Texas.
What is Ricin? Do you notice how now, because you didn't know how to pronounce it, I'm using it all the time?
I know, a little bit braggy, maybe. So
humble Ricin, but...
I'll get to all the info. So, but I love that you're into the story. So Poirier, this spokesperson, said there's a link between the residents and the woman suspected of sending the letters. Did you think it was a man?
Equal rights, finally.
Did you think?
Yeah, I did think it was a man.
Yeah, me too. He couldn't confirm she lived at the residence, but the woman suspected in the case has been identified as Pascal Ferrier.
That's crazy. And does that kill you, Ricin? What does it do?
I think so. According to the U.S. court records provided by
records. Court records.
Records, sorry, provided to CBC News. She was arrested over the weekend at the Peace Bridge border crossing between Fort Erie and Buffalo.
Well, what did she do? Send that from her house? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know if it was like
cover your tracks a little bit. I mean, amateur hour or what?
I know, and it's kind of interesting too how, like, I wonder if they would have. Do they? I know they would examine every piece of mail that goes to the White House, but they probably don't. I would imagine they don't examine every piece of mail going to a police force, right?
Right. No.
Anyway. The letter mailed to the White House was intercepted at a U.S. government facility that screens the mail, of course, and it tested positive in a preliminary investigation for ricin. Law enforcement officials told the Associated Press, ricin is found naturally in castor beans, but it can be turned into a deadly poison. It can be deadly after exposure to an amount as small as a pinhead. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So they said that here, so they were mailed to this Texas law enforcement. They said no one was injured, and he declined to comment further because it's an investigation right now. So at least no one was injured. We know that. The police department in Mission, Texas also received a suspicious letter within the last week. And the department did not open the letter and turned it over to the FBI. The woman looks mentally unstable. You want me to send you a picture?
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah.
Here, I'll just send it to you, and then you can, if you choose to show it to everybody who's watching on Facebook.
And YouTube.
You can do that. Okay, so I just sent you the picture. And this woman who supposedly sent this, she was supposed to appear in court on Monday, but her appearance has been delayed until Tuesday afternoon. She had been living in the United States last year and was arrested in Mission in March 2019, so last March, for using a fake driver's license. She pleaded not guilty, and the charge was eventually dismissed because it was her first offense.
Mm-hmm.
She spent 20 days in jail. Anyway, there's this woman named Stephanie who lives near where the raid was being carried out in St. Hubert, that condo, said she was shocked to find out her quiet neighborhood was at the center of this investigation. She goes, it makes you scared. It's true. You never know.
Yeah, there's so many questions with that thing. It's
I know.
What was the point? That's got to be serious charges when you're sending...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Attempted murder to the White House?
I know.
I just said the phrase, when you're sending attempted murder to the White House.
But I knew what you meant. And also, like you said, how are you thinking you're not going to get caught?
Yeah, well, again, what did she do? Like, how did they... She must have like a mail service at her condo that you just put it there and then they send it.
Or maybe...
How do they...
Maybe
did she put a return address on it, like Dum?
Probably not. I would imagine no, but they have abilities to trace things.
I know, but how?
I don't know.
Imagine you're at your like we're here at the house. You take an envelope, you put whatever you want in it. You go to a post office somewhere, or a not a post office, but a mailbox. You drop it in. How the hell did they pinpoint it to the place?
Maybe she mailed it at a post office. It's funny because I always mail my letters at a post office because I never have stamps anymore. Like, people used to buy books of stamps and just have them. I don't mail that often that it's so funny because we live in a small community. So if I go to the post office, they know me so well that we have like a box that we pick up stuff in. If I walk into the post office, like, the woman who works there is like, yeah, there's some stuff in your box.
I know.
It's so funny, but like, they have ways of tracing things. Just like that story that I saw a long time ago, that I love this story, and maybe I'll get into it another time on the show. But somebody fraudulently claimed that they had a winning lottery ticket.
Oh yeah.
And they actually found out who bought the ticket, because a lot of times, like, when you buy a ticket, you don't give all of your information.
Well, that seems easier to track than a letter.
How?
That, like, how? Well, I don't know. They can see. When a ticket was bought and where. And then you look at the cameras and you can see the time and the timestamp, and you see, oh, this is the person that bought it. And
well, you know what's funny is like I'm just thinking. I know it sounds outlandish and crazy for someone who lives in a bigger city, but if you lived where we live, like in a small community, like, I swear I'm not kidding. If I mailed something that was going to Texas, the woman who received the letter would actually remember that. I know she would, because I remember one time I was mailing something to Los Angeles from here, and this small community, very few people mail things to Los Angeles. And if you live and work in a little tiny post office, like, she lives in a small community. Like, it would probably be harder in Toronto, obviously, or a bigger city, or like in the heart of downtown, like Montreal. Even then, probably they'd be surprised. But who knows? Like, there's just ways. That's why it's hard to get away with crime. You heard it. Oh my God.
You heard it here first.
What if all of a sudden I just had that speech impediment? Would you keep me on the show? Oh my gosh. I did it again.
Yes, I would keep you in. I can't do the show without you.
Thank you. So, shifting gears here, fishermen dumped illegal lobster traps outside DFO office in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, there's big, not rivalries, but big fights happening between the Mi'kmaq natives and the white man in Nova Scotia for over lobsters. It's lobster season, and the commercial fishermen are blocking the natives from going out and fishing, which is of course, we know they don't need licenses or anything to fish. They can fish and hunt year round. That's kind of the deal since we took everything from them. They have that right, but it's cutting into these commercial fishermen's profits, obviously. So there's this huge... that happened years ago in New Brunswick, maybe 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening now, big time. There's huge money right now in
lobster.
The last 6, 7, 10 years. There was kind of a period there. It was really small, low seasons, lower than before, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and then now it's like full abundance. So there's a lot of money at stake, and people are freaking out. And
what happened in New Brunswick when it happened?
Oh, this is 20 years ago. It was bad. They were burning boats and stuff, like full war on the water.
Wow. But
and
how?
Cutting traps. So these traps are cutting the buoys so you can never find the traps again. So these traps, depending on how deep the water is, I know. Sometimes they just kind of there's a buoy on them that so you can find them again.
Mm-hmm.
And they would go and cut the
rope.
buoys, the ropes, so that these traps would be. So these lobsters would just be in these traps, like on the bottom of the ocean floor. And
Oh, nightmare.
I know.
That's awful.
And so, yeah, again, this was...
That makes me so mad.
This is about 20 years ago in Burnt Church, New Brunswick. But now it's kind of... There's a version of that happening in Nova Scotia on the North Shore, I think.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, did you have more of that, or did I cut you off?
Don't try to copy me. This is nope, pretty much that's it. Just terrible. And I was just gonna ask you, like, in your opinion, or do you know more information? Like, how can commercial fishermen get away with that when it's the right?
I don't know all the details, so I don't want to comment on it too much. I don't know what's exactly.
But what the hell? They should be fined.
Yeah, I don't know.
Other maritime news. Teddy, I guess it's a meteorologists are saying, Teddy, Hurricane Teddy. By the time it's going to be hitting the Maritimes, but the impact of the storm will probably not be like a full hurricane, but it's going to be hitting the Maritimes Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, it's coming straight up.
Yeah, so you've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, you really got your finger on the pulse. For a tired guy.
Very dialed in. Well, I don't sleep at night, so I'm just scrolling the internet of things to talk about.
Yeah, well, it's
filling my brain with information and knowledge that will only be useful in the hour that we broadcast every morning here on YouTube and Facebook.
Well, I for one really, really appreciate it.
Which?
That you do that.
Oh.
Because then you have stuff to talk about, and I find it interesting. So take that.
Yeah, it's coming straight beeline right for New Brunswick.
Yeah, so...
And Nova Scotia. I mean, Nova Scotia looks like they're going to be right in the path. It looks like it's going to veer just before New Brunswick. At least the models are showing, but I mean, you don't know. Those are just kind of models.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll for sure feel the effects of it.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not in the direct path, like New Brunswick, where I'm from, New Moncton, Skiduk, Shediac.
To be specific?
We talked a lot about moving back yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, finish the Daily Dose. Maybe we can talk about that after.
Yeah, sure. Here's a good feel story. Just to
a good feel?
A feel good story. I'm actually not tired, so I have no excuse today. A blind teenager swims for gold with a guide dog helping her prepare for the Tokyo Paralympic Games. And there's this picture of her with her golden lab. So cute. Paralympian Anastasia Pagonis's remarkable success story began when she lost her vision at 14 years old. I mean, that's a hard age in general, but imagine that happens to you when you're 14.
That was my fear at that age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because our teacher told us a story that her father had detached retinas and the symptoms and how it happened, and I would cry myself to sleep thinking that was going to happen to me.
I don't mean to laugh, but aw.
I for sure thought I was going to be blind. She's describing the symptoms. She was starting seeing some spots and stuff. I'm like, I've seen spots. And I'm
my God.
I had a legit fear of detached retinas when I was like that age, 14, 15 years old.
Aw. And I can just picture you because you don't, like, you're the type to not actually say it to anyone. You just cry silently in your room. That's awful.
I know. Like, imagine being blind at 14. You're like, that's your biggest, for me, it was my biggest fear.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
That, and I remember I had a, I must have just banged my head or something behind my ear. I had like a pain, but it was just sensitive to the touch. That was it. It was something you don't remember, but I was like, maybe it's a brain tumor. I'm like, oh my God. So I tell my dad, I'm like, did you ever have pain behind your ear right there? And my dad, being my dad, says, well, if you had a brain, I'd say you had a brain tumor, but that's how So then I was like, oh my God, he just confirmed my fear. In a joke, but it's my fear. So I thought I was going to be blind and have a brain tumor, and I was just like mortified. Not mortified, that's the wrong, terrified.
Well, you know what's funny? To this day, I find you're good at consoling me when I'm paranoid because you probably went through all of that and realized, you know what I mean? So when I'm like, oh, I have this like weird feeling, in my jaw. Like, do you think there's something wrong? And you're like, no, I've had that too. It'll go away in a couple days. And it's Ray Romano has a joke like that. He's like, that whenever there's like a spot he notices or a weird thing on his body, and he's like, oh my God, what is that? That's a weird thing on my body. Something's wrong. And then he looks on the other side of his body. He's got a matching one. He's like, it's okay. It's matching. I obviously butchered it, but whenever you have a matching one, you're just like, oh, it's supposed to be there.
That's the thing with the body. You don't know what the fuck's going on in there.
I know.
Or to it or happening.
I know. It's so true. Actually, we take for granted what's happening. Like, it's crazy what's happening in our body right now to make it work.
No.
Anyway, deep thoughts. So she is a Long Island native, and
who?
This teenager who's
blind.
Right,
I forgot. Sorry.
We really who?
I thought we were talking about the one that's the ricin. I was like, I thought she was from Montreal.
Oh my God, we have really moved on. We talked about lobster fishing and everything since then. But anyways, is it called lobster fishing?
Yep.
Okay. So when this teenager, she took up competitive freestyle swimming just a few months prior to going blind too, and so she's always been good at sports. And
so does the dog. I feel like a human would swim a lot faster than a dog.
Well, she says losing her sight so close to
the doggy paddle.
Yeah, I know, it's true. But she says that nobody wants to train the blind girl. Imagine like you feel like that when you're 14 too. Like not only are you blind, but no one wants to train me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So what does the dog do?
Well, I'm getting to it here. I'm getting to it. So she finally got this awesome coach, and the coach actually put on blockout goggles to try to figure out how to train her, to really be what it would be, to feel what it was like to be her.
I feel like you don't use your eyes that much when you swim, no? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess not, but probably we take, you can say that when you have vision.
True. I feel like I barely use my eyes in life at all.
I think you probably do more than you realize.
Trying to think, like right now, yeah, I'm seeing things, but I'm not using them.
Okay, well, universe, don't tell the universe that. I'm not using them.
Like they're there, and I appreciate them, but how often do we actually use our eyes?
Oh my God. So, she said that the New York Islanders Puppies with Purpose program was about to have its first graduate, an adorable Labrador Retriever named Radar. They're such cute dogs.
Ray.
So cute. And she started doing her training at home, and she feels very, very lucky to have the dog. And it actually doesn't even say. I thought at the end of the story here it would say
Explain
how
the process, because I feel like a human would swim faster than a dog. Am I wrong thinking that? Because I don't think dogs swim fast.
Maybe it's not. Maybe there's, obviously there's things that he's there at certain times. I don't know. Maybe they plop the dog in at certain times. The coach. I don't know.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Plop. Yeah. Well, that's your daily dose for today.
Oh, Jen. Man, whoops. Yeah.
Daily dose, get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, all your news from coast to coast.
All the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
And here's your daily dose for Tuesday, September 22nd.
So here we are. You were going to say moving.
What?
Maritimes.
Oh, hold on. First, let me do this, Jenny.
Okay.
You can do your thing if you want. Almost there.
Okay.
We're getting there. And we've arrived. Yes. This episode of the Julien Dionne Show is brought to you once again by Gringos Blazing Sauces. Do yourself a favor. Trust us. This shit. Go to gringosblazingsauces.com for the best hot sauces you'll ever put your face near. I'm still trying to figure out how to... The best hot sauces you'll ever add to your meal. There we go. That's a healthy way of putting it. Trust us. Okay, we're pepperheads. We know.
Yep.
Chef by trade, Doug Knight and his wife Laura, founders of Gringos Blazing Sauces, are obsessed with finding the perfect balance between heat and flavor. It's not all heat. It's not all like, ouchie. It's yummy.
Ouchie.
It's ouchie and yummy, which combined creates and hot sauces and salsas with no preservatives in the salsas. Just use fresh squeezed lime juice, grilling jellies, charcuterie jellies, and barbecue sauces. Gringos Blazing Sauces. This is the best stuff you'll ever lay your face on.
Lay your face on.
It's free shipping for
Are
orders
you lying
over
down on it?
Yeah. It's free shipping for orders over $40 in Canada, but they ship all over North America. In addition to that, worldwide listeners of this program get an additional 5% off at checkout by entering promo code JD5. That's right, you enter promo code JD5, you get yourself a little 5% discount. If your order's over $40 and you live in Canada, it's free shipping on top of that. Do yourself a favor, go to gringosblazingsauces.com. Gringos Blazing
Sauces.
Motherfucking sauces.com.
Oh, motherfucking.
Do it today, yeah. Yeah, New Brunswick, we were thinking maybe, I don't know. I mean, literally 2 weeks ago, you would have asked us what our future plans are. I was like, well, what do you mean? I mean, it's here. We're building a studio in the house. I mean, everything is on the up and up. And then this wave 2, second wave, is kind of looming. Officially now in Ottawa, we're in a second wave. So I'm like...
Yeah.
We're thinking of maybe moving to the euphoria that is New Brunswick with no cases and everything's open. In New Brunswick, it's the Maritimes, actually, Nova Scotia too, and PEI. And I'm assuming Newfoundland, but I'm not dialed into what's happening there. But it's just this, business as usual almost. It's almost like a pre-pandemic time. Masks aren't even mandatory everywhere. It's just Costco, like we mentioned yesterday. And, of course, my family is all there. My friends, everybody, our friends, our family. So we're really thinking about... And we have land there. We own a forest, you and I, in Skiduk. I mean, we could do... There's so many options, but...
I know. It's tempting because the whole province of New Brunswick has one case.
If we're going on a lockdown again, if for example, we go in red zone, which we're in an orange zone. We're not in an orange zone, but there are some orange zones like Montreal and Quebec and Ottawa's in a second wave. If we go into a lockdown, I think we'll go for the winter.
Yeah, and even like
I miss it.
Oh,
it's
I know.
Too long.
I know, because you can't see your family, and like
it's really weird to be close with your family and not see them.
And
not be in their lives.
It's so weird. Like I take that for granted because, you know, I get to see my family all the time, and it's not really fair. Like,
and even when we lived in Toronto, I mean, yeah, we were 4 hours away, or New York even, but we'd still see your family. Like, you know, we'd come here
more often. Yeah.
Yeah, my family's been restricted to a year or two, once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Except for the last 4 or 5 years, we've amped it up because we've been doing shows down there and whatever. We've just had more reasons to go down. But always, for sure, once in the Christmas, winter, and once in the summer, go down. Minimum.
Yeah.
This is the first time in my life that I haven't gone to New Brunswick for the summer, which is Shediac in the summer is the best place in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best place. So, I'm like, shit, if there's a lockdown, if there's a second wave, which is, it seems to be inevitable, although I'm trying to be optimistic and maybe we'll dodge it somehow, but I'd like to go. I mean, because if we don't, when the hell will be the next time we see my friends and family?
I know.
Without having to go down and isolate. Because if we go down now, we have to isolate for 14 days. If we just go for a visit, we have to go for a minimum 3 weeks because we do the 14-day isolation and then a week to just visit and see people. But maybe we do a couple months, bring the cats and the dog. I don't know. Because, I mean, gatherings have been now in bars and stuff, like comedy clubs are still open and running with 50 people.
Miller was asking. Oh, here you mean?
In Ontario.
Well, because Miller was asking, is everything open in New Brunswick? Shows,
Everything's
etc.
open.
No plexiglass?
Absolutely. They're taking precautions. Like
no
certain
plexiglass,
things,
though? Or?
Social distancing. There's no plexiglass. I mean, I don't know. There's no full-time comedy club there that would have plexiglass except Hell's Basement, maybe. I haven't seen what's going on exactly, but I just know masks aren't mandatory everywhere. Everything's open.
Oh, yeah. Like, when we've talked to people we know there, like your family, your mom says that no one wears masks unless it's like Costco.
Yeah, and we could do the show from there. I don't know what to do.
It's hard because my family's here too, and
exactly. I mean, then we're in the
also
same
we
boat, but it's you.
And we love our house.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the challenging part too. I think the perfect scenario would be if I've always felt this way, is if we had a place in both places.
Absolutely.
Which is challenging to manage, but it's not impossible.
Yeah. Like keep this house, you mean, and then I know. I don't want to sell the house. I love
like
this place.
Live.
We have a this house, this property is heaven. I mean,
it is.
We've carved out a nice little life here, but it's like a pandemic is kind of throwing a wrench into the things.
But we could live like part-time there, part-time here.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Anyway, we might go for the winter or 8 weeks or something. I don't know.
Or maybe even, exactly. Maybe even just 4 months. Like, we could do that.
Yeah. But it's like a weird thing because it's got to be long enough where we can, bring the cats and bring the studio equipment and do the show there. It's got to be long enough for that, but not short enough that it's not worth bringing everything and just taking a break.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather go, okay, at least we'd say minimum 8 weeks. Then we bring the studio gear, we do the show down there, we do everything. And yeah, Miller, to answer your question, there are shows. I mean, there's not a huge pool of comics down there, but we could do shows if we went down and produce our own things. And it's not like this huge bustling, because the scene in New Brunswick, it's relatively green. Like it's it's been around for, there's been a little scene in the Maritimes or in Moncton, New Brunswick. And, but it's kind of like, I don't think there's any professional comics living out there. It's kind of all open micers and amateurs, which is why there's not like shows right now. It's just because there's not really, But if we moved back for the winter, we could definitely hold shows and produce things. And
well, we live in a time where things like this are possible too with like Airbnb. You could own a place there.
Yeah.
Like you just have to get over the fact that people would be living in your house, which is a little weird, but
well, I can
you know
get
what?
there quicker. I can imagine someone renting here. I prefer that thought than someone owning this house other than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather someone rent our
I have the most brilliant
space.
idea.
What's that? Go ahead.
I have the most brilliant idea.
Okay.
Downstairs, we just rent out the downstairs. We don't rent up upstairs.
I know, but we literally just ripped out the kitchen.
Yeah, I know, but we could put it back in, no?
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Jeez. I literally went down there 2 weeks ago and tore out all the cupboards, all the cabinets, the sink, the countertop, and it's all just outside in pieces. I mean, yes, I could put it back together, but holy shit. I can't even believe we're having this discussion that might be a possibility of putting it back together. Yeah.
Oh, this is really funny. There's a lot of funny comments on this little topic here.
Oh, yeah?
It's hilarious.
Let us know.
So Miller says, you can't go. Don't go, please. She
I
said.
know.
Yeah. I said, I know. And
it wouldn't be forever.
Shelley says she's in Moncton.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Matt says you'll be able to hit the lobster deck for the classic.
Oh, and here's the classic lobster roll. Matt is talking about the lobster roll with a little bit of Frank's Red Hot on your fries, crinkle cut fries, lobster roll, and fried clams, and a little bit of Frank's Red Hot on the fried clams. Even better, a little bit of Gringos on there.
Right. Oh gosh, don't even.
My mouth is actually watering. It's fun. I haven't gone to New Brunswick this summer, and it's really weird.
What does PM said cuckoo? What does that mean?
Cuckoo just means like, hey.
Oh, okay.
Hey, basically, or hello. Or
I wrote, what's cuckoo? And she didn't say anything back.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
And Laurent says, are you guys looking to buy with a winky face and hat?
Laurent.
Laurent is an excellent real estate agent living in Moncton. So if you're looking to buy or sell your house, please look him up. Laurent Leger.
Yeah, Laurent Leger. But that's the debate. It's like, okay, do we sell the house? We could sell our house and buy a house there without a mortgage.
And the market
and live mortgage free.
And
imagine,
the market's so good right now here. Like it's tempting, but you know.
But then you're selling your. How do people sell family homes that they've had for 30 years where they raised their children? How do they?
I know.
Do that downsize and go to an apartment? Like we've lived here for 3 years, and I can't sell it. 3 years we have no kids.
Attached? I know. I have favorite bowls that I bought like 10 years ago, and if Julien drops it and chips it, I'm like crying.
It's
I'm
a heavy
tears.
day. It's a heavy day around the house.
Yeah, like how do you like? I feel like
all the memory. Like imagine you have a house for 30 years and you've had Christmases there with kids and stuff. And how do you sell that house? We've just had this house for 3 years. And again, I don't want to sell it, but it's so enticing to think, okay, we could actually buy a house cash.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and the quality of life is so good there.
What's more beneficial? Do you think buying it depends. I guess it depends how much we could rent this place for. If we could rent it and turn a profit enough that it would cover any expense.
Even if we didn't turn a profit, it's still a great investment to have.
Yeah, but then
real
you're
estate.
holding 2 mortgages versus having a house for free in New Brunswick.
I know. No, I get where you're coming from.
You're going from 2 mortgages or 0 mortgages.
I know.
I don't know. Anyway.
So Matt says there was an older lady getting rid of her house on Jones Street. Laurent has the listing now.
Oh, that's funny. Laurent, if you're still watching, that's Matt. We had pranked Laurent 2 years ago on his birthday, and he was just starting out in the business, in the real estate business. And Matt, who's freakishly good at prank phone calls.
Oh my gosh, he's so good.
We pranked Laurent, saying that Matt called him as a guy from Alberta looking to sell a house in Moncton that was owned by his mother or aunt or something, and she was really old, but she had to go. So for Laurent to get the listing, he had to go kick out this old lady on Jones Street in Moncton out of the house, and then it was Laurent's listing. It was a prank call, obviously, but the funniest part is he was ready to do it. Laurent was like, I was ready. He took notes and everything, and after we told him, after it became obvious it was a prank, he was like, oh, fuck, I was about to do it. I was about to go to Jones Street and convince this woman to move out of her house so I could sell it and make the commission. Anyway, I don't know. It's weird times. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what to do. I guess we'll just. I mean, the second wave / lockdown is looming. What if it doesn't happen? It might. I mean, that might affect our decision. But if it does happen, I don't know.
Laura said, sounds like you have a Lego kitchen. I had to interrupt you for that because that's really funny. At first I didn't get it, but it's like, because it sounds like you can just take apart and put together a kitchen.
Oh, exactly. And it's not, which I'm thinking about putting it back together, and it sounds like a nightmare. I mean, I could. All the parts are there. I've got every screw. I kept everything. So I mean, I could, in theory, put it back together, but it took me like 2 days to take apart, probably take me 2 weeks to put back.
So what was I gonna say here? So Shelley said doing hubcap comedy at the Capitol shortly. Oh, they are doing it. Like Moncton's doing it. I was wondering
I'm doing it.
Oh, you are. No, but I thought she was saying that she was, and I thought, oh, is she a comedian?
They're on October 3rd. Well, this is the thing. I'm having a bit of a scheduling conflict because I'm waiting to see if I'm doing this Just for Laughs gala that I submitted my second script.
Oh, so you don't know yet? I was going to ask you
No,
that.
and this is the weirdest thing that's ever happened where they book me. They're like, we want you to do this thing, you're booked. Then I get a message from the producer asking for my specs. The mic I want to use, the mic stand, corded or cordless, my set length. And then so I'm like, okay, it's booked. So I send my script and then it comes back. They're like, no, they kept the intro part. So I sent in something else. I don't know. So I don't even know if it's been approved. Usually you submit a script, then they book you from that. But this was the opposite, where it was booked and they don't like the script. I don't know what the hell to do.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just see. We'll just see what
You'll find out.
So, but I'm doing it virtually at the hubcap, so it won't really matter. It doesn't. I can be double booked because I don't know if it'll probably be pre-taped. I'm imagining, but. So people can watch online or go to the Capitol Theatre in Moncton, social distancing, and watch the show on October 3rd. I think they're doing like 3 weekends. It's going to be filmed and streamed on the internet, and a few of us are doing it remotely. And then there's some local comics that will actually be at the Capitol Theatre.
Too bad you can't actually do it there.
No, I know. Well, I was going to before I booked this other thing on October 3rd. I was thinking we could go down, but then because the bubble was supposed to expand, but now you have to isolate for 14 days still, so I'm not going down for 3 weeks to do a little set.
Yeah.
A 15-minute set. Go down for 3 weeks for 15 minutes, come back, imagine.
Shelley says you're on the poster, I believe.
Oh. Well, there you go. So, yeah.
So Miller says you won't get back into the market here if you leave. I am not above using scare tactics.
You mean the comedy market?
No, housing market.
Oh, the housing market, right.
Melanie says you aren't moving. I had a feeling my sister would be watching and I would also use scare tactics.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I know.
Liddell says the market's effing crazy here.
Like for sellers or buyers? I think for sellers.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
So maybe it's not worth. I mean, what's the point if we sell and then can't buy anything?
I told him we should have a little FaceTime.
We should build something in the woods.
I know.
Anyway, we'll figure it out.
That would be ideal to do like a off the grid house. That's the dream.
Maybe we should do
It's kind of weird to buy a house in New Brunswick when
we have all that land. I know that doesn't seem right.
So many hundreds of
250 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could build there, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Shelley says both sellers and buyers.
Oh,
are benefiting. Oh, Laurent said seller's market. Most properties going for asking or above.
Yeah. We should ask for $1 million for our house and just see. Maybe someone really wealthy is... Maybe we should. We should put it up on the market for $1 million.
And see what happens?
You could have this crazy rich person in Ottawa that wants to leave the city and wants to live in the woods and be like, you know...
That just made my stomach hurt imagining selling this house.
For $1 million, though, imagine.
Yeah, I can, because it's so awesome.
Would you for $1 million?
I don't know. I love this house.
I know,
it's
but
so hard to
we
let
wouldn't
it
have to
go.
worry about living arrangements ever again. This is a total crazy hypothetical. No one's going to
know.
buy this house for $1 million, but
No, but we definitely would make good money at it.
yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah.
that's where we're at with this whole pandemic and what's happening. We don't know. All right, we got that off our chest.
Yeah.
So now it's out there. People know. We've got our real estate agent in New Brunswick working on it. We've got your sister processing it. We're good.
Oh my God, Lena says sell it and let's move to Puerto Morelos.
Oh, imagine we sell it. No, honestly, that New Brunswick is more appealing to me than Puerto Morelos right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Like way more.
I would never want to live there, but
Imagine just living in Skiduk, having a
I love a
fucking
vacation
property
there.
in the woods and just like simple life.
yeah. Well, we've talked about it often.
Yeah, but it's like, again, these crossroads that you face in life where you anytime a big decision like this is you know, when you're at the precipice of a decision like this, you doubt everything, all these things, you feel like you're failing at life.
Mhm.
Like when we moved from Toronto, this is clearly the better move, way better quality of life. We have a big house, big property. We had a 400 square foot apartment with no outdoor space in Toronto, but it felt like a failure to move away because we're in show business and that's like the Mecca in Canada, and then we're moving away. But it's like, what the fuck? How is that a failure? Buying a house in the woods, way better. Like the sure, it's more driving in our lives, but the quality of life is insane. And so now it's the same thing. It seems like a no-brainer, but it's like, you know.
It's funny because on paper, some things seem to make the most sense. And why would you ever move to a small town if you're an entertainer?
Mm-hmm.
But the times, some of the best career times I've had in terms of like opportunities and you know, income wise and all these kinds of things are the times that I never expected. Like if you live in Toronto, sure, it's the Mecca. You can audition and all that kind of stuff. If you want to be an actor, you know, it would be very hard to do that from here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a stand-up comic and you're at a certain level, you can live anywhere.
Anywhere.
And also sometimes when you're a comic in a large city, the city's so saturated with comics that it's hard to stand out.
Yeah.
And you can get lost in the shuffle so easily. But when you live in a smaller market, you can really stand out. So yeah. Anyway, blah blah blah. It's good to move. Having said that, it's really good to move and then come, you know, move like just to kind of grow as an artist.
Right.
If you always stay in the same spot,
yeah,
you know, I mean, that's fine too. That's your choice. But you know, you'll become a better comic if you move around a bit and have new life experiences. Fill the well, as they say.
Fill the well.
Hi.
I'm full, Jen Grant.
I'm full well. I'm a
full.
full well up.
All right, well.
That feels like a nice natural end right there.
I think it does.
Right?
Jenny, thank you so much.
No, you know what? Thank you.
And thanks to you for watching and listening at home, whether that's live on YouTube and Facebook or Periscope or Twitch or Daily Motion or on demand wherever you get your podcasts, Google, Apple, Spotify, all of those places. Thank you. We appreciate it. Please share the podcast. Help us grow this thing to where we can move anywhere and do this anywhere.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Yes, follow on Instagram at Julien Dionne Show, like the Facebook page, do all that kind of good stuff. That helps us. Go to gringosblazingsauces.com.
Oh, if you could review the...
Oh, do it. Review it.
Oh, my
That'd be
gosh.
so
Review.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, Jenny.
Okay.
Love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love you.
Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your day. And as always, watch your head.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Got a degree in what I'm not. You spend your life looking for what you already got. Such a beautiful waste of time. Waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. Wandering eyes and itchy feet. I'm just a thin, nervous shadow walking backwards down the street. The landing is bitter, but the falling is oh so sweet. It's just a waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. The whole world wants a piece of my head, but they all get a piece of my mind instead. I roll over and go back to bed. It's such a beautiful waste of time. A waste of time.